Namaskar, Jai Shri Krishna. Enunciating text 14 and text 15 of chapter 2, Remembrance of Lord Krishna of 3rd Canto, the Status Quo of Srimad Bhagavatam. Text 14, Yasyanu Pluta Hasaras Lilava Loka Pratilabdha Manaha Vrajastriyo Druga Bhiranu Pravritta Dhiyo Avatasthuha Kila Kritya Sheshaha. The damsels of Vraja, after pastimes of laughter, humor, and exchanges of glances, were anguished when Krishna left them. They used to follow him with their eyes, and thus they sat down with stunned intelligence and could not finish their household duties. In his boyhood at Vrindavan, Lord Krishna was notorious as a teasing friend in transcendental love to all the girls his age. His love was so intense that there is no comparison to that ecstasy, and the damsels of Vraja were so much attached to him that their affection excelled that of the great demigods like Brahma and Shiv. Lord Krishna finally admitted his defeat before the transcendental affection of the gopis and declared that he was unable to repay them for their unalloyed affection. Although the gopis were seemingly anguished by the Lord's teasing behavior, when Krishna would leave them, they could not tolerate the separation and used to follow him with their eyes and minds. They were so stunned by the situation that they could not finish their household duties. No one could excel him, even in the dealing of love exchange between boys and girls. It is said in the revealed scriptures that Lord Krishna personally never goes beyond the boundary of Vrindavan. He remains there eternally because of the transcendental love of the inhabitants. Thus, even though he is not visible at present, he is not away from Vrindavan for a moment. Text 15. Swashanta Rupeshvi Taraiha Swarupai Rabhyar Dyamane Shvanukam Pitatma Paravaresho Mahadamsha Yukto Hayajo Api Jato Bhagwan Yathagniha. The personality of Godhead, the all-compassionate controller of both the spiritual and material creations, is unborn, but when there is friction between his peaceful devotees and persons who are in the material modes of nature, he takes birth just like fire, accompanied by the Mahat Tattva. The devotees of the Lord are by nature peaceful because they have no material hankering. A liberated soul has no hankering, and therefore he has no lamentation. One who wants to possess also laments when he loses his possession. Devotees have no hankerings for material possessions and no hankerings for spiritual salvation. They are situated in the transcendental loving service of the Lord as a matter of duty, and they do not mind where they are or how they have to act. Karmis, jnanis and yogis all hanker to possess some material or spiritual assets. Karmis want material possessions. Jnanis and yogis want spiritual possessions, but devotees do not want any material or spiritual assets. They only want to serve the Lord anywhere in the material or spiritual worlds that the Lord desires, and the Lord is always specifically compassionate towards such devotees. The karmis, jnanis and yogis have their particular mentalities in the modes of nature, and therefore they are called itar or non-devotees. These itaras, including even the yogis, sometimes harass the devotees of the Lord. Durvas Muni, a great yogi, harassed Maharaj Ambarish because the latter was a great devotee of the Lord. And the great Karmi or Jnani Hiranyakashipu even harassed his own Vaishnav son Prahlad Maharaj. There are many instances of such harassment of the peaceful devotees of the Lord by the Itaras. When such friction takes place, the Lord, out of his great compassion towards his pure devotees, appears in person, accompanied by his plenary portions, controlling the Mahat Tattva. The Lord is everywhere in both the material and spiritual domains, and he appears for the sake of his devotees when there is friction between his devotee and the non-devotee. As electricity is generated by the friction of matter, anywhere and everywhere, the Lord, being all-pervading, appears because of the friction of devotees and non-devotees. When Lord Krishna appears on a mission, all his plenary portions accompany him. When he appeared as the son of Vasudevaya, there were differences of opinion about his incarnation. Some said he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, some said he is an incarnation of Narayana, and others said he is the incarnation of Shirodakshay Vishnu. But actually he is the original Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, and Narayan, the Purushas and all other incarnations accompany him to function as different parts of his pastimes. Mahadamsha Yuktaha indicates that he is accompanied by the Purushas who create the Mahat Tattva. It is confirmed in the Vedic hymns, Mahantam Vibhum Atmanam. Lord Krishna appeared just like electricity when there was friction between Kansa and Vasudeva and Ugrasen. Vasudeva and Ugrasen were the Lord's devotees, and Kansa, representative of the karmis and jnanis, was a non-devotee. Krishna, as he is compared to the sun. He first appeared from the ocean of the womb of Devaki, and gradually he satisfied the inhabitants of the places surrounding Mathura, just as the sun enlivens the lotus flower in the morning. After gradually rising to the meridian of Dwarka, the Lord set like the sun, placing everything in darkness, as described by Uddhav. Hare Krishna.